It's time for another edition of Medical Monday. And folks, this week we're talking about something very important when it comes to kids and school. If your kids struggled in school this past year, maybe they dealt with challenges in academics or they dealt with some bullying, this is a great topic for you to be able to turn your television up. We're on location today with our friends at Psych Associates, and we're talking to Dr. Klein. Thanks for having us today.
Well, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely. And Dr. Klein, when we think about kids that have struggled, maybe they had peer pressure, they dealt with problems with friends, or maybe bullies, or maybe even problems with academics, what would you tell those parents to be able to help their kids?
Well, again, it's the same type of thing I try to say every time is, first, know that you're not alone. This is a normal situation and a normal event that's happening. The other thing is we finally reached summer, and don't just slide in and feel like, okay, we've made it, we're okay. This is the time that you can do things to set your kid up for success. So when you start school in August, September, that you'll be ready for it, and they'll be more prepared.
Because I feel like sometimes parents make the mistake to think, oh, he or she is going to be off for a couple of months, time's going to heal these wounds, but then sometimes when it comes around school time, kids are facing anxiety and they kind of end up in the same issues.
Absolutely. Like if you think about what's happening to these kids, I mean, imagine like a sheet of paper, and they start the day as a whole sheet, and then as they go, little pieces get torn off, little pieces just keep happening to them, and then by the end of the day, what's really left for them? This is all that's left of them. And they have an opportunity to try to piece it back together. The summer is the time that as parents, we can work with our kids. We can set them up to make them more resilient, to make them more stronger, so that when they go back to school, they're not torn to shreds like this.
And when it comes to child therapy, that's something that you're able to help people with here at Psych Associates.
Absolutely. We have so many great therapists. We can do the testing from the psychological perspective. We can figure out what it is exactly that they need. And then we have therapists. We have play therapists. We have therapists that work with adolescents. So we can really meet the needs of each individual child so that when school starts back up, they're ready.
And you've seen success with this with kids that have come maybe feeling broken, and by the end, before the school year starts, they're really turning a new leaf.
Oh, absolutely. The goal is that you see them, you get them set up, and then you launch them. And then after you've done that, maybe you don't need to see them as often. You can see them just a few times here or there and kind of put them back together. So when they're exposed to the trauma of what's going on in their day-to-day lives, they're ready for it and they don't crumble. Rather, they build upon it and get even stronger.
Folks, if your kid was struggling this past year with school, now is the perfect time to be able to help them get the help they need. And for more information, we're going to put some contact information on your screen so you can get in touch with our friends here at Psych Associates. Dr. Klein, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.